told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Levels to this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we killing them. Don't matter. Only place you can come and debate. Ain't gotta be worried about getting kicked out. And go one-on-one, mano-a-mano, with the great one. Oh yeah. Be ready for it. Levels to this. Anybody that wanna come get it, you can come get it. We welcome all debate. Crawford lovers, Haney lovers, Gervonta Davis lovers, Canelo lovers. Doesn't matter. We welcome it. Live streams every 4. Discord, come get it. Y'all boys ain't ready. AM Sports Media, where legends are born. So are y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get the show started. Acknowledge us, bruh. Acknowledge us. We told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media. Yeah. Acknowledge me. What's going on, man? What's going on? I ain't did a Friday evening rant in a while. I decided today, I tried to give the babies, my wife, a little time. Man, shout out to everybody in the Discord too. Shout out to Fabrizio, my guy. I want to apologize to Fabrizio live on the live stream. I got at Fabrizio too hard this past week. And when you mess up, you got to apologize publicly. When you do something wrong publicly, you have to apologize publicly. So I'm apologizing to Fabrizio. Shout out to Fabrizio. And he's I believe everything I said, Fabrizio. Everything. So, just so you're aware, I'm talking about those who are in the Discord currently. But shout out to everybody. We got 12 people in the building, man. Go ahead and smash the like button so other people can find this content. Smash the like button. And let me see who all we got in the building today. We got Skills from New Orleans, Light Skin Business, All Things, and Lil J in the building. Shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat. And man, we're going to kick this thing off proper like. I did want to talk a little bit about what has occurred this past week with Terence Crawford deciding that he is not interested at this time in taking a Sebastian Fundora fight. I know a lot of you guys felt that was fairly interesting that he chose not to face Sebastian Fundora. Shout out to my dude, ASVP TV, in the building. Salute. And I just think it's an interesting topic because it kind of brings us back to, let's call it prior to July 29, 2023, where it brings us all back to these two gentlemen being connected at the hip. Now that Errol is getting the opportunity to face Sebastian Fundora, looks like it's only going to be for the WBC title. WBO inexplicably is not going to allow their title to be on the line. And we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about maybe a video that I just did, maybe about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so ago, a video I did talking about something that Danny Garcia mentioned that honestly I hadn't even thought about in reality. And that was the opportunity of Errol Spence to get a Canelo Alvarez fight. I thought that was quite interesting. It's not something that had really popped up in my mind, but I believe that there is a possibility that that could happen. So let's get into it. I agree with you, SVP TV. Both titles should be on the line. It actually makes sense that it should be on the line. But so there's a lot of different aspects of this, and I'm going to try to address all of them, right? First and foremost, Terence Crawford deciding not to fight Sebastian Fundora, and I'm gonna try my best to be balanced because, and to be honest with you, I'm always balanced. Let's keep it real. I'm always balanced, but you know, there's situations where people simply don't understand, or they only can process what you said negatively about their favorite fighter, and so they get their panties in a bunch. But and by the way, there's this dude that's just obsessed with me, man. I see him in the comments section making claims that we delete his comments and stuff. We don't never delete anybody's comments. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, so hold on real quick, guys. I'm getting a call. My apologies for that. I just want to stop this call and send this message here real quick. Sorry. But yeah, so Terence Crawford deciding that he doesn't want to fight Sebastian Fundora. It is clear to me, it's been clear to me for quite some time that Terence Crawford has no real interest in facing anybody at 154 pounds. This has always been about the money. And people got pissed off at me when I said it was always about the money. Terence don't really have any real interest in becoming 3 times undisputed. He has no interest in that. And he just proved it. And to be quite honest with you, I actually don't have a problem with the fact that he has really no interest in becoming undisputed. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But let's keep it real, dog. Keep it real. Not only Terence Crawford, but his fans as well. Keep it real. The brother has no interest in that. Stop talking about Bud just won't. He ain't fighting Boots because Bud won't be great. He won't be great. He won't be great. No, he want to get paid, and I'm okay with that. But just say it. That's all we got to do, and we can move forward with it. So he's not going to take the fight. Now, there's some people that are making the argument that Terence Crawford is ducking. And the way that they're making that argument is saying that, Benai Wright, what's going on with you? HDC TV, what's going on with you? Bobby Bass Knight, what's going on? Listen, there are a lot of people that will make the argument that he's ducking, and the reason why they're making that argument is because if this was any other fighter, they'd be saying the same thing. Like if this was Shakur Stevenson that had an opportunity to fight for a title and he decided to hold off to try to do something else in hopes that something else would happen, they call him a duck. Specifically if he was chasing money, a big money fight, they call him a duck. They would. They call Tank a duck. They'd call Devin Haney a duck. They'll call many fighters ducks. And so ultimately, I can understand why a lot of people will have a problem with that if you're saying that, you know, these other fighters are ducks, yet Terence Crawford, he is not a duck. I can understand that comment. I don't know who Errol Spence's trainer is. We got to find that out. You know what? I'm going to start digging around to see if I can find that out. To see if there's any news in regards to that. I'm going to start just kind of poking around to see if there's anybody that that knows any news about that. But hey, man, at the end of the day, Terence, there's a lot of things that Terence Crawford does that I don't have a big problem with, and there's certain things. Yeah, I see you band up. You claim that you're on me, but you're not. You're gonna mess around and fail miserably for trying to get up on me. I am telling you, just try something different, bruh. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work with me. What was I saying? Terence is I don't think Crawford is ducking. I just think that he believes. I think Terence Crawford is trying to be strategic, honestly. In reality, it will make, well, it's tough for me because I think he's trying to be strategic in the sense that I wanted to say he was trying to be strategic in the sense that, Errol winning the fight or Sebastian Fundora winning the fight, either or. If Errol is able to go and beat Sebastian Fundora and maybe take a little steam off Sebastian Fundora before he gets the opportunity to fight him, that could be very strategic. And also, that would give him enough time to see if there's an opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez in the future. All those things would make sense. However, the fact that he, I personally feel, and good God, man, like, why are people so just like not bright? And I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be an ass. But certain things that people are just not bright. I talked about the WBO and my belief, and I don't know how many times I got to say this, but we do not report news here. There was somebody in the comment section talking about, I don't know what you guys are talking about. They've already said it. This is a done deal. This guy arguing something that doesn't even make any sense. When we are talking here, sometimes we might report something that's news. Sometimes we might. I'm not going to say that. But this platform is predicated on giving an opinion. An opinion. So as I am talking about these things, I am reading tea leaves. I am connecting dots. And based off of that, I am giving an opinion. And I stated that my opinion was that the WBO is blocking Errol Spence due to some influence by Turki Al-Sheikh, because nothing else makes any sense. Nothing else makes any sense. Why would he be in the rankings in July and August and all of a sudden he drops out of the WBO rankings? Why? Why would the WBO have an issue with a former unified champion at welterweight moving up and being ranked in the top 15? How the does that make any sense? That makes no sense. So for me, who would be the logical players that would have somewhat of an interest in Errol Spence not being ranked to block the fight to keep it available for Terence Crawford? Well, Turki Al-Sheikh. So that is the comment, and that's the video that we made. And it was clear that it was an opinion. Oh my goodness, man. I don't know what to say about some of these guys. It is my opinion that Turki Al-Sheikh is blocking that fight. Corey Williams, you called it, Greg. That Turki just like any other promoter. I told y'all that. He's no different. He's no different. People talking about he was coming to save, salute Marquis. Talking about he was coming to save the sport. He's no different. He has gotten in bed with the WB. He's given the WBC money, the WBO, and the WBA. They are officially partners with Riyadh. If you guys do your research, they are official partners. So yes, Turki Al-Sheikh has influence over the sanctioning bodies the same way that some of these promoters used to. He's no different. But yet, when I call these things out, I point these things out, I'm labeled, oh, Greg, you're a hater. Oh, man, you hating, Greg. You hating. You hate, man. You just don't want to see Bud get the title. You just don't want to see Bud. Y'all want to see Bud. And I'm like, come on, guys. Come on, man. It don't have nothing to do with that. It's just simply I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm looking at everything that's currently going on in the sport. I'm looking at what these guys are doing. And It is what it is. So let's keep it real when we see these things and when I call these things out, and stop trying to pretend like, oh, these things aren't happening. Of course they're happening. Of course they're happening. Shout out to Leandra B. What's going on, fam? I see you in the comment section all the time. Respectfully, Errol is done. Whenever he comes back and takes an L, hopefully everyone can then accept it. With boxing, you never know. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Maybe Devin is damaged. Maybe Terence Crawford got lucky against Madrimov, and when he runs into the next fighter, he might get smoked at 54. I don't know. Salute Creole the Traveler. Salute in the building. What's going on with you, fam? Big Herm talking about some sound like a new sheriff in town. Sound like a new sheriff in town. Get out of here. And Indian God, what's going on with you, fam? I haven't seen you in quite some time. Greg, how do you think Spence would do against Canelo? Be honest. I think he gets cooked. But we said this a while ago. This is not new news from us. We have said this from a while. We said this before the Spence Crawford fight, that he get cooked, that he lose that fight. So I don't get. Be honest, Greg. Be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Of course, that's all I do is be honest on this platform. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, Corey Williams said another thing y'all said months ago. Facts. People just don't listen. People just don't listen to what we're saying. They forget they forget the other parts that what we say, and they focus on the things that they dislike, and they don't really process that we said something else. A lot of boxing fans. No, I'm not gonna say that. That'll get me in trouble. We got 45 people in the building, but only 21 likes. Smash the like button if you get the opportunity so other people can find this content. If you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, with Jason, my main man, who is not here right now. They're still down there recovering from the hurricane. But we are always dropping boxing-related content, so make sure you support the channel and become a subscriber to the channel. All right. Yeah, man. This WBO thing is just is a straight trip for me. I just feel like this is something that they should this is good for the sport. It's good for the sport. Like, Errol goes up there, if he beats Sebastian Fundora, boom. Terence Crawford, especially if he looks good, boom. Terence Crawford has an instant competitor at 54 who he's already beaten, and a lot of fans would tune in to see, damn, maybe there was some legitimacy to Errol being sucked in and or dried up at 147 pounds, and now he is ready at 154. And oh, by the way, just so that I'm clear, right? I have said that, or let me put it to you like this: at 154 pounds, I think any of those guys at 154 today, if they go up to 68, they get cooked. That's all of them. I'm not just talking about Spence. It's different when you move up. Just like Danny Garcia just saw. It's different when you go up there. The guys are bigger. They're stronger. They're used to getting punched on by those guys at that weight class. And you're moving up with your water gun. And these boys up here got machine guns. It is what it is. 2 Cent Boxing is in the building. What's going on, 2 Cent? What's going on? 2 Cent and ASVP TV be going at it in the Discord, man. Going at it. Ooh, I love it too. I chime in every once in a while, but ooh, they go at it. HDC TV network, yes. Canelo's gonna cook anybody that moves up from 54 to 68. They're not gonna beat him. So this isn't anything I'm saying that's detrimental to Errol Spence or trying to be critical of Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. I just don't think. I think they're weight classes for a reason, and I think they both get beat if they move up to that weight class. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Now I know. Well, I'm not gonna say that because that's blasphemy. I'm not gonna say that. People gonna get mad about that. Let me shut up. But anyway, y'all tell me this. Do y'all like the Errol versus, and sorry, I'm looking to turn my AC on down in the basement. It's hot down here. Usually the AC is kind of cool, but it's hot. What do y'all think about Errol versus, it's 76 down here, but I don't know if it feels hotter than that down here. What do y'all think about the fight? Errol Spence versus Sebastian Fundora. How do y'all feel? Is that a fight that y'all are interested in? I personally believe that fight is going to end up on the same card as David Benavidez versus David Morrell. I have reasons to believe that. No one has told me that specifically. All I've heard is that, you know what, I'm not going to even say that. I'm not going to say what I heard. What I will say is that I have reason to believe that fight could end up on David Benavidez versus David Morrell. And I think that'll be a huge card. And I'm telling y'all, I believe that PBC is going to come hard in 2025. And I do feel comfortable with telling y'all that I do. No, I'm not going to say that either. I'm not saying anything. I don't want anybody to know who I talk to. I have reason to believe that PBC is going to come back hard in 2025. I don't think that's a hot take, ASVP TV. If you're talking about Spence versus Fundora, yeah, that's not a hot take. Spence versus Fundora should be the main event, and Benavidez versus Morrell should be the co-main. That's my opinion. And I'm not talking about quality of the fight necessarily. I'm talking about I'm talking about name value is what I'm talking about. So that's I can't wait to see this. It's gonna be interesting. I want to touch on another topic real quick. And shout out to my guy Tim Bradley. Timothy, there's a storm. I got a newfound respect for Tim Bradley. Newfound respect for Tim. Tim Bradley joined our show probably about a month or so ago and kept it real. And I told him that, there are things that he said in the past that I disagree with. And he said something recently about Gervonta Davis that, again, I disagree with Tim Bradley. I disagree. He said that Lamont Roach is the Gervonta Davis protection program. How? How is he the Gervonta Davis protection program? How is that happening? Who is Tank supposed to fight? Teofimo Lopez is in litigation. Shakur Stevenson had already signed on to a fight after saying if they don't fight Loma, he'd be ready. And instead he signed on to fight somebody else, and now he has a broken hand. Zepeda already signed for a fight. Who is he supposed to fight? Who is he supposed to fight? Who is he ducking? There's no one available. Listen, and people say that you guys are PBC lovers. You're PBC lovers. Man, we are already on the record stating that if you don't want to see, this isn't a fight that people are going to want to see from Tank. Man, we all know that. Man, Tank knows that. I guarantee you Tank knows that. Tank knows that, yep, this isn't a fight that people want to see him in. And we all understand that. However, who else is he supposed to fight? That's the issue that I have with what Tim said. Now, again, I can't lie. I got a newfound respect for Tim Bradley. Newfound respect. Like he didn't hit another level for me in terms of, respect, and, his opinion about the sport. But this one, respectfully, my guy, Tim Bradley, I completely disagree with you. If there were available fighters for Tank to fight, hey man, got it. I agree with you. Understood. But there's no one available right now. So we got to keep that in perspective, man. We got to keep it in perspective. So what else do we want to talk about today? Do we want to talk about the Errol Spence video that I did earlier today? There were some people that were a little bit mad. Some people that were a little upset. A little. I saw some comments in the comment section. I saw some people reaching out to me directly. Oh, Greg, I can't believe you done said that. How dare you? And I don't understand. You haven't seen it, 2 Cent? So let me tell you what I said. So, Danny Garcia did a video earlier today, or at least it dropped earlier today, on Fight Hype, where he said, and this, I don't know, at a minute and 11 mark, something like that. He said, man, if Errol Spence wins that fight, I could see him getting the Canelo fight. I could see him getting the Canelo fight. I said, I can see him. I sat back, I said, damn, he right. He could get that Canelo fight. And then I discussed it, why he might get the Canelo fight. Now, Fabrizio was in the Discord talking about Greg definitely made that video to trigger Terence Crawford fans. No, I didn't. I made that video because that is legitimate. There's a possibility that he could get the Canelo Alvarez fight. I think that's a possibility. Because if Errol Spence looks good, let's weigh this out. If Errol Spence looks good versus Terence Crawford looking good, which one would you choose? Errol sells more, and we know that now, considering what we saw from Riyadh season. And for those of you who want to try to debate it and talk about we don't know numbers and people don't report numbers and all that other crap, get that mess out of here. Okay? It did not do well. So, Errol could get that fight. And my point in what I was saying was, do I believe Errol should get that fight? Well, I've been on record stating that you shouldn't get the opportunity to skip anyone, specifically if you're moving up 2 weight classes. And that has not changed in terms of what I'm saying. However, I also said that if you are a fighter that draws, that sells, then you are going to be positioned to skip the line. That has always been the case in boxing. And if Terence Crawford would have sold with Israel Madrimov on the greatest card in North American history, according to many, then I would have been fully supportive of Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. But he didn't. Now, if Errol fights Fundora and they do 150,000 pay-per-view buys, then I will not be supportive of that fight either. However, if they do that fight and they put cheeks and seats in Jerry's world and they do, let's say, 350 to 400,000 buys, absolutely, and he looks good in the fight, then yes, I will support it. The same way I would have supported Terence Crawford. Now, I don't know what about that doesn't make sense to guys. I don't know why people struggle with that understanding. I don't know why that is such a big deal. What is the struggle? What is the problem? Why don't you guys understand that logic? Or some of you. Big Herm, according to Devin Haney logic, maybe he doesn't sell. And if he doesn't sell, then what did I just say? I can't make an argument for why Errol should get that fight. It wouldn't make sense. But if he does, if he sells and he wins, then I would love to see Errol get the fight next against Canelo Alvarez and leave Terence Crawford in the dust. Leave him in the dust. I guess I'll be wrong for that though, right? I'm the bad guy if I feel that way. I'm the bad guy, right? Does that make me the bad guy? Does that make me Big Supreme, what's going on, fam? Does that make me the bad guy? I mean, you guys tell me, does that make me the bad guy? Because I would love to know. Anthony Robinson saying, yeah, I'm the bad guy. Greg acting like he will get paid too. No, I don't get paid off of nothing. Contrary to belief, we don't get paid from PBC. We don't get paid from Top Rank or any other promotional outfit or entity. We get paid off of YouTube, click videos, which don't pay that much, to be honest with you. I mean, be honest with you, unless you're huge. So I don't know why people think like we're making like bundles of money. We're not. We're making enough money to cover the expenses of the channel. That's it. These fire backgrounds and all this other stuff, 2 cents will tell you that stuff take money. That stuff takes money. We don't get paid by anybody. Y'all need to stop hating on us. Some of y'all need to stop. This is a guy he's obsessed with me. He is obsessed. This guy claimed. Is Jason Williams in the building? Jason Williams, who has been with AM Sports Media at least the last, let's call it 18 months. We only been around now for a little over 2 years. Who's been with AM Sports Media since September? Let's call it September 2022. Okay. 2 Cents Boxing, Big Supreme, Marquee. Have you all ever seen me delete someone? Delete their comments? Kick them out of the chat? Tell someone else to kick them out of the chat? Or kick someone out of the Discord? Have y'all ever seen that? Never. So these cats sitting up here talking about I'm doing this and I'm going into the comments section and deleting their comments. I don't do that. I'm not that thin-skinned. And quite frankly, if you're being critical of me, I don't care enough for me to delete your comment. I know that when I started this channel, I knew I was going to get cooked. I was going to get cooked. I'm going to get cooked by the way I look. I'm going to get cooked by my lips. I'm going to get cooked by my hairstyle, my glasses, the gray hair on my face, everything. I knew it was coming. None of that stuff bothers me. I didn't heard them all. How Martin said it when Gina was talking about his ears. I didn't heard them all. None of that stuff bothers me, dog. I'm not thin-skinned like that. Yes, Jay Miller. I knew I was gonna get cooked, bruh. Like I knew I was gonna get cooked. Anytime you put yourself in the public eye, right? And especially with a personality like mine, right? My personality is strong. It is aggressive. It is highly opinionated. And I do not believe I'm wrong when I'm saying it. And people like that are not liked. They're not. And so when they're not liked, they're not liked, but even though they're not liked, people are drawn to them. And that's why I knew that the channel could be successful, because my personality is strong and people are either going to like what I say or they're going to attack it with vigor. Either way creates a dialogue in boxing that is entertaining and fun. So it doesn't bother me. So for those of you who believe that I'm out here deleting your messages, half of the messages in the comment section, I don't see. I don't even see them. So, yeah. All right, man. Where am I in this chat? This Friday evening rant. I love Friday evening rants because it's just me. I don't have to deal with that sucker ass Jason. It's just me, and I'm just doing my thing. We at the 35-minute mark. Yeah, I don't have to deal with that sucker ninja Jason. You know what I'm saying? Jason calls me every day, man, with something negative. Every day he calls me is negative. I don't get it. He doesn't bring me good news at all. Nothing. Not a damn thing. He has got to be the worst co-host in the history of podcasting or television or anything of that nature. He is terrible. Everything about him is terrible. Yeah, man. Back to boxing though. I'm curious to see what ends up happening with Errol and Sebastian Fundora. I want to see if the WBO has a change of heart. There's a lot of months to go. The main thing that I want to see, Greg only see the comments when they got $4.99 on them. No. I see the comments outside of it. Like, I'll go through and scroll through comments every once in a while, but I don't scroll through like every comment. Sometimes I just like, I have an app, right? So if I refresh, because periodically, maybe every 30 minutes I go through and I'll look at the channel, I'll refresh it. Two Cent know what I'm talking about because she'll have the same app. And I'll refresh it. And the comments that are right at the top, I'll see. But comments that are not right at the top, I don't just dig in and just go through all of them. Like, it's because it's a lot. I'll be doing that all day long and I don't have time. I don't know, 2 Cent. The WBO is crooked. I've said this for a while. I said this back. If you go back, the WBO allows you to go back and see what their rankings were. If you go back and look, the WBO rankings, when Terence Crawford was champion at 147, they moved Boots all the way up to like number 3 or number 2, but they never ordered what do you call it? Title eliminator. They never ordered that between Boots and Virgil Ortiz. So people kept talking about, oh, well, if Boots wanted to fight, he could have simply petitioned the WBO. How? He's not number 1. He's not the mandatory. He's not number 1. What is he petitioning? Like, people just make up shit, man, to just make themselves feel good. WBO crooked than a muff, but so is the WBC. How the hell did the WBC say that the winner of, hold on, was it WBC or I think it was the WBC that tried to force a Terence Crawford fight too. It's like all of them are trying to force the titles toward Terence Crawford. The WBO made him interim champion or temporary, whatever the title was that they gave him, right, for fighting the WBA. They made him interim. Like, how does that work? Like, he's like the interim champion or something like that for the WBO. That's not even a real belt. I've never seen them do that. And then the WBC was like, yo, whoever, like, the WBC also said you got to fight Terence Crawford. Why are all these sanctioning bodies saying that everybody has to fight Terence Crawford? Turkey Al-Sheikh. That's why. It's crazy. Terence Crawford fights once a year. Brother fights once a damn year. Once a year. Once a year. Hold on, let me see here. I'm about to get ready to drop the link into the chat because I definitely want to get some folks on to have some discussions. I don't think I'm going to go a whole 2 hours today because I still need to go. Still need to go spend some family time upstairs with my babies. But I certainly wanted us all to get together and talk a little boxing. So let me go ahead and drop that link in there. Bada bam, bada boom. And then I'm going to pin it up to the top. And then also, let me see if I can... Man, this is for those of you who wants to join the Discord. I think we got close to 100 people in our Discord. So for those of you who want to join the Discord to talk boxing, we in there, man. We go hard at each other, man. We go hard at each other, but it's all love. It's all love. So I just dropped the link in there for those of you who want to hop in here and talk a little boxing. But back to what I was discussing. Terence Crawford, for those of you who believe that Crawford already has a fight set up with Canelo Alvarez, he must be foregoing this fight because he already has something better lined up. Yeah, retirement. I have reason to believe, just based off of conversations with a couple people, that I think had there been any rumblings of this, they probably would have caught wind of it. But I just based off what they said, I don't believe that there's anything imminent for a Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised. Man, I'm not going to tell you my sources. ASVP TV, you ain't got no damn source, man. Nobody even know who you are. Nobody know who you are. Stop it. I would not be surprised, and this is my opinion, I would not be surprised if PBC were to go to Canelo Alvarez and say, hey, man, listen, look, you could fight Terence Crawford. There's a possibility. But why don't you wait? Because you're not fighting again until May. We could have Errol in the ring in January. If Errol looks good, we could possibly have that fight ready for you in May 2025. And that fight would be bigger than Terence Crawford. It absolutely would be. ASVP TV, I'll open the phone lines in a second, man. Right now, it's just the link. I'll open the phone line in a bit. I can see PBC going to Canelo Alvarez, who they already have a business relationship, and from what I'm understanding, Canelo is quite happy with that relationship. Brian S., when you say how great, what do you mean? How would that be bigger? Bigger than what? Errol Spence is a bigger name than Terence Crawford. We just saw Terence Crawford drop a dud, Brian S. Drop a fucking dud. He just dropped a dud. ASVP TV, you can't call me no hypocrite. Because I've already stated my position on this. See, this is what I say when I say people don't listen. Kids, your media is in the building. What's going on? What don't y'all guys understand? I don't care what we saw with Spence. I'm talking about in the event that Spence fights Fundora and looks good, then I can see how that fight, and sells, then I can see how that fight could possibly be bigger. That is what I'm saying. Come on, man. We just saw Terence Crawford drop a dud in pay-per-views. A dud. I mean, didn't sell nothing. Come on, guys. There ain't no huge if. What are you talking about? Fighters have lost all the time. Manny Pacquiao got knocked cold and came back and sold $4 million with Floyd Mayweather. What are you talking about? Stop it, Brian S. You tripping. Hey man, nobody's buying a non-competitive fight between your Buster friend either. I didn't say Errol was Manny, but Errol is a draw. Errol does have a rabid fan base. So I didn't say he was Manny. I just used that as an example that people can come back and still sell after that. That's my only point. So if Errol comes back and looks good against Sebastian Fundora, the spin cycle will be on and people will buy it. They will buy it. What the brother. Do you guys know that fighters that were doing and Errol has done 300 and 350 as well, but he's also done 250. Fighters back in the day generally were doing around 200,000-300,000 if they were, big fighters. It was the mega stars that were doing 5, 6, 7, $1 million. Those are the gentlemen that were doing, like, it was the Floyds, it was the Mannys, the Oscar De La Hoyas that were doing, the Mike Tysons that were doing huge numbers like that, and in some respect, the heavyweights that were doing huge numbers like that. Other guys that would be considered draws, but not superstars, were doing around 250, 300, 4. The hell y'all talking about? Y'all need to learn. ASVP TV is just a young ass punk. Young punk. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. I've been watching boxing, man, since you were playing with your G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Come on, man. Since you were playing with Ken and Barbie dolls, didn't you? I was watching boxing. You don't know nothing? Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, young punk whippersnapper. Shut up. I ain't opening up nothing yet. I'll open it up soon. Young punk. ASVP TV is my guy. So if y'all see me getting at him like that, that's my dude. I actually talk to him on the phone sometimes. So what I'm saying about him is not personal at all. So I don't want anybody to think that. But he's still a young punk. Yeah, I said it. I'm trying to open up the phone line right now, ASVP TV. With your crybaby ass. If I can remember this damn code to get it in there. Alright. We're going to skip that for right now. Let me see if I can get logged in. Alright, man. Yeah, the phone line up. Now you can start crying. Damn. Phone line open. Crybaby ass dude. Ain't no, what you talking about running, man? Nobody concerned about what you say, man. Like, these cat, boy, come on, man. What are you talking about? Run. Boy, you tripping. Is this a sucker from Louisiana?
I ain't no sucker, but don't push it.
What's up, man? What you about to get at me about? Help me understand.
All right, look, this is how I feel about it.
Yep.
Surprisingly, I agree with a good majority of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Canelo, he cherry picking right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to take an Errol fight. I wouldn't put it past PBC to suggest it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. For me, I feel like it takes two nowadays. In most cases, it takes two. Because none of us, I don't think anybody could have predicted Tank and Ryan going from Tank's normal sales to like 1.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the combination of the name. Now, I ain't going to say for sure. I'm just saying I predict. That's why, you know, I think Bud and Canelo would do big numbers. I ain't saying they're going to do 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that'll be fantastic. But, you know, I think it'll do numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like 300.
But y'all trying to get this man hurt, man. Y'all trying to get
Who?
this man hurt.
Well, both of them will get hurt if they go up there. Both will get hurt.
This what I think. I think
Okay.
y'all ain't watched that fight. Y'all ain't watched the July 29th fight in a long time.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it again.
Watch that fight.
No, I
You
won't.
need to watch it again.
For
and
what?
Have a trip down memory lane.
No.
To just see what Errol Spence lacking it.
No, I just don't
Nah,
need to
I
see.
think
I mean, he was lacking hydration. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. And a broken rib too, huh?
Yep. And don't forget mountain sickness.
Well, shit, Bud was in Colorado. They was running all up mountains. He didn't get sick.
I don't got nothing to say about Bud.
Yeah, I know. But I got Spence against Fundora, you know. Fundora really ain't really showed me nothing to like really pick him in that fight. He did finally use his jab and use his range to fight Tim Tszyu. But if you look at the first 4 rounds of that fight, Tim Tszyu couldn't miss with the right hand. He couldn't miss. And then he ran into an elbow, you know. And then after that, it was 2-punch combinations. Then he wiping blood from his face every time. And I feel like that's how Fundora got the win. I would have much rather seen that rematch before I seen Bud or Spence get in that with Fundora. You know what I'm saying? I want him to go back in there and remove doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fact that the WBO wouldn't be on the line. I don't support that because it makes no sense. If you take one belt, might as well take both belts. You know what I'm saying? And if Bud does decide to take the route and go undisputed, That's just gonna make one more unnecessary fight that we don't really need. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't feel like. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something real quick. I just don't feel like if Crawford were to win the title at 154 and even won all the belts at 54, he's not a legitimate champion because the lineal champion is Jamel Charlo. To that you say what?
Well, you know, it depends. It's a sticky situation because I respect that title. That title hold more value than any of the other ones. But in terms of accolades, Bud would be 3 times undisputed, and he's already 3-time linear.
So then you would agree. You would agree. You would agree then that regardless of who you beat, once you win a title, that is an accolade. Because that's basically what you're saying. Well, because we all know that the champion is really.
Hold on. Because this ain't like clear cut. Because I mean, it's gonna go on your resume. It's an accolade. We can't disagree. But at the same time, it's how it looks. It's how it looks.
Okay.
Because ain't nobody gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, Constantine, y'all beating Foster." We ain't gonna really acknowledge him as a champ. He's the title holder. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna really, you know. So it ain't. I mean, it ain't clear cut. You know, but yeah, Jamel got the lineal belt. But I mean.
Jamel is the guy there. Like he be like, let's keep it real. Let's put this in perspective. Hold on real quick. Let's put this in perspective, right? Madrimov won a vacant title that was relinquished by Jamel Charlo. And then Terence Crawford went in and beat a guy with 11 fights who won a vacant belt against another guy that wasn't that great.
Hold up.
No, it's all true. It's all true.
Like but hold up. But y'all calling for Benavidez to fight Morrell. Another guy with 11 fights. Never held the title before, but y'all support that fight. Hold on.
Can I ask you a question?
No hypocrite.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Come on.
Is Terence Crawford the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport, or at least some believe he is?
Yes. In the opinion, officially no. In the opinion of a lot of people, yes.
Okay, so then we hold him to a different standard.
Of course.
Okay, then. Okay. But, I don't want to hear nothing else about Morrell no more.
But. It don't matter. Listen, Jamel Charlo got the lineal championship.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't the belt holds weight, but the person that's holding the belt don't hold weight because he looking like a real title holder. He wouldn't even defend his mandatory against Tim Tszyu. The fight was scheduled for
he got hurt.
2023 in January.
He got hurt.
It was originally scheduled for January. Broke his hand.
He got hurt.
The fight should have been That's what I just said. He broke his hand.
Yeah.
The fight should have been rescheduled.
Yeah. Instead, they did. They did reschedule it.
Nobody disagrees with him going for the Canelo bag. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But the same thing people will say, "Oh, Bud don't defend undisputed. He didn't defend undisputed." So I can make that argument that him as lineal champion don't carry that much weight. You know what I'm saying? Especially it took you.
No.
Especially, I could also argue that, you know, even if
hold up.
The fight would lose, in my opinion. The fight would lose its luster. The same energy I got for Errol fighting Kell Brook coming down 2 weight classes is the same energy I would have for Bud fighting Jamel Charlo. I get it. You think he could beat Bud, but I wouldn't value.
That's fine. But you just made an argument and you just devalued the reign of it to a point. You devalue, but to a point. So you devalue the title holder, right? That's fine that you devalue the title holder because he didn't defend against Tim Tszyu. So then can I also devalue Terence Crawford because he didn't defend against Boots?
Y'all already doing it.
But you I'm talking about you. No. Hold up. No. I'm talking about you.
Hold up. Listen, let me get this point across. Every day I got to hear this about Terence Crawford not defending undisputed. Got to hear the same thing. But I'm saying even with this TO stuff that's coming up, if he fight one of them guys, he might as well give all them young bucks a chance.
But hold on, you're not answering my question, dog. You just devalued.
Boots was no longer mandatory because they chose to strip him. They chose to strip him.
No, they chose to strip him because he said he wasn't gonna fight him.
Why? Why would he? Hold on. first off, you stripped that man 2 months after damn that because Usyk might have got stripped out.
They asked Terence. No. Revisionist history. They told Terence Crawford that he needed to write a letter to the IBF explaining the situation that was currently going on. Terence Crawford did not do that, and they stripped him.
Donovan got on here and said they wrote the letter, but it was simply because of how they worded the letter that they didn't feel that he was gonna fight Boots. And
I don't recall that. I don't recall that. But the point was he didn't defend against him. So if you're telling me that one guy didn't defend and another guy didn't defend, then I'm sorry. I don't care. Both of them should be devalued in your mind. So you're basically saying that, right?
No, I ain't saying both of them should.
Okay. Now we know. Now we know what y'all.
What I'm saying is, you telling me that your guy, what you telling me is Jamel coming back down, right? That's what you're under the assumption that Jamel coming back down, right?
He already came back down.
When he come back down?
Jamel already announced that Jamel has already announced that he's back at 54. That was months ago.
Either way, that he need to take a tune-up before he get in there with Terence Crawford.
And Terence Crawford needs to take a tune-up before he gets in there with Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford needs to take a tune-up before he gets in there with Canelo Alvarez.
Why you need to take a tune-up?
Why does Mel need to take a tune-up? Why does Mel need to take a tune-up?
In the world, Mel coming off a loss. He coming off a loss and coming down in 2-weight class.
Okay, so Terence Crawford being the best in the world. Hold on. Terence, hold on. That's fine. Terence Crawford is the best in the world, and that is applicable in terms of him getting the opportunity to face anybody he wants. But then when you try to hold him accountable for the opponents that he's faced, him being number one, that doesn't matter.
Listen, Greg, they not the same. They not in the same predicament. Charlo is coming down.
Who cares?
I wouldn't. Why would you even be a fan of that? He coming down in weight after a loss.
Hold on real quick. I gotta give Tunnel Vision some love. Hold on real quick. Tunnel Vision just hit me with the $5. Jamel is the man at 154. Everyone with a belt is a paper champion, excluding Terence Crawford. Go ahead.
So that would logically mean, okay, I got an idea.
Okay.
Since Charlo the man.
Yeah.
I already told you. I got Spence beating Fundora.
Mm-hmm.
Why won't we let's line that up then?
No, let's line up Bud versus let's line up Bud.
Both of them coming off a loss. What you scared of?
What you scared of for Bud to fight him? Why can't Bud fight him? He said he wanted him. He said he was coming for his cheerleader.
He ain't on that level.
Says who? You?
He needed to
man, get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, let me ask you something.
So were you cool with Kel?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask you a question quickly. What did you ask me?
Were you
cool with what?
Kell Brook fighting, coming down and fighting Errol Spence?
Kell Brook was big to begin with. Now you're talking about two different situations, man.
You just got your
Mel could have always made weight. Mel could have always made 54. He chose to move up. Now let me ask you a question.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Let me ask you a question. I answered your question. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do styles make fights?
Indeed.
Okay, then. So stop talking to me about who's ready for what. You don't know until they get in the ring.
So why are you against an Errol Spence fight then?
I'm not against the Errol Spence. I'm not against the Errol Spence fight. Bro. Listen to me. Hold on. Listen to me. I'm not against the Errol Spence versus Jamel Charlo fight. In the last video I did, I suggested it. What I am against is fucking Terence Crawford fans playing matchmaker for everybody else and wants Terence Crawford to be the final boss to get one opportunity to win it all. Now, fuck that.
That ain't what y'all doing when he try to go up and fight Canelo. Y'all telling me it's a fucking line to fight Canelo. How is it a fucking line? If it was a line, Benavidez would have got an opportunity. It's a line up and Canelo picking whoever he want to fight out of.
And he ain't picking your boy. And he ain't picking your boy.
And that's fine. You gonna stop cherry picking when it comes to Crawford. I respect it.
Yeah, okay. No, he ain't gonna. He wants to make some money. The
running ain't gonna stop at 47. It gonna keep on going to 54 because when he first got there to 54, who name he called? He called Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu fucked around and got his ass beat by Fundora. He fucked around and lost. Got cut, you know. It is what it is. So we want to fight Fundora. What Fundora tell you? What Fundora get in? What Samson Lukowicz get on TVV and say? He said Terence Crawford, a boring fighter. We want Errol Spence. We want the guy.
They do.
We want the guy.
That was always the plan.
TKO loss.
That was always the plan.
Coming over TKO loss.
So
how hold up. So now don't I know it's people out there want to 2 cents, you know how she is. She wanna run up.
Damn, you a hater, man.
Yeah,
2 Cent is the only one whose IQ matches mine. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean I ain't really surprised how stuff unfolded, man. They told us from the jump who they wanted to fight, you know. I ain't gonna knock it, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, I like the fight. I'm gonna pay for it, you know. But I don't know, man. I don't really agree with that when the WBO not being online. I don't know if that's because Bud is the mandatory and he's supposed to get the shot after Spence or what, but I don't agree with it, man.
Hold on, real quick. I got a couple other super chats. $2 from Tunnel Vision. Bud is fighting Charlo or coming off that WBA belt. Get up, ninja. And then finally,
he gotta get him under.
Oh yeah, he gonna get it up. Double standard, the WBO at the WBA. Double standard. When Spence got in the ring with Spence, I think he's saying with Fundora, Bud fans was the first one screaming he got to wait in line. Exactly. But now they arguing that there is no line. There is no line when it comes to Bud. There is no line.
Bud beat him.
I don't give a shit.
Bud beat the shit out of him.
So? Who gives a fuck?
But hey, I'm happy.
Because he a bigger draw?
I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting.
Yeah, root for him. Root for him, ninja. Sound like a hater to me, though.
Spence fans, I don't hate.
And we hate, and Spence fans hate you.
But hey, look, you can't lie though. Charlo and Spence, that'll be a great fight, you know.
So would Crawford, Charlo?
It would. I got Crawford stopping it, but you know,
Hey, how many times has Jermell Charlo been stopped?
He ain't been stopped.
Okay then.
How many times was Errol stopped before Bud?
Who is Bud stopped at above 147?
What did he do? What Bud said he was gonna have him doing? What Bud said he was gonna have him doing?
Shit, man, you want to talk? Man, that fight was goddamn 15 months ago, man. You still celebrating?
And you gonna hear about it for 4 more years? You gonna keep hearing about it?
Yeah, man, y'all need some suckers.
Yeah, that one for the urban community.
Man, shut up. Tunnel Vision with the $5. Fundora called Crawford's bluff and he backed off. Crawford ducked Fundora. Seems like he doesn't want to face anyone with a post not named Canelo. Yes, he is right about that, and I had Sebastian Fundora winning that fight.
Now, why you just lie?
I was going to go out there and train with him. I was going to show him how to beat Crawford. Man, it's easy for a guy like Sebastian Fundora, brother. It's easy. It's easy to beat Terence Crawford.
Tunnel Vision can say Bud a duck. You don't get to say that, however, because just a few days ago, you dropped a video where you picked Bud to beat Fundora. Don't go flip-flopping now. It's on video, Greg. You picked Bud.
Did I say that?
Fundora. You don't.
Well, you got to, hey, listen, brother. Hold on, pause. You got to delineate between the live streams and my videos. The live streams, I just be talking a lot of shit. The videos, I keep it real. No, I'm not. I'm not denying it. I'm not denying it. I said that.
This go for the detractors. If you ain't willing to, if you ain't gonna put your name on the line, you ain't gonna put your money on these guys against Crawford.
But let me tell you something. The bourbon is not kicking in, Jake. The bourbon is not kicking in, Jake. Please stop. Let me tell you something. I believe if Sebastian Fundora would fight in the similar style that we saw against Tim Tszyu, he'd lose. I think, though, there is a style that Sebastian Fundora could easily execute that will give Terence Crawford fits. And that's my point. I
like the fight for Bud because he he showed a different, a new challenge. You know, he got that reach and height on him, so that's gonna be a test for him. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Always love, bro. I see you in the Discord.
All right.
All right, later. That's ASVP TV. That boy love him some Bud Crawford, boy. I think if Crawford would allow him to sit on his lap like he was Santa Claus and he was a young boy, he'd do it. Anyway, we got 100 people in the building, but guys, we only got 49 likes. We got to smash the like button, man. Smash the like button so other people can find this content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. And oh, by the way, you hear people like ASVP TV who comes on to the channel, and he has a completely different opinion than mine. And yet there is a lot of tolerance for his opinion, and he has tolerance for my opinion. So it's always so interesting when people say that that we silence them on this channel. It's just freaking crazy, man. I can't even believe certain people say that kind of stuff. All right, shoot, I didn't had the link up for a while, and ain't nobody joined me on the link. I'm surprised. Usually people want to jump in the link and give their thoughts. All good if y'all don't want to. Greg will only yell a little. Nah, man. I yell all the time when I'm passionate about a specific topic. That's all. I'm waiting for somebody to join me though, man. I done talked enough. I've been giving my opinion for an hour here. I'm trying to hear what y'all got to say. I'm waiting for y'all to join the fray. Who gonna hop on with me? What's good with you, Gregory Quattlebaum? Why don't you join me, Gregory Quattlebaum? I'm trying to see. I want to hear from the other people. That's what I'm trying to do. It's like people don't even want to jump on here and get their thoughts. That's what the show. This is what the live stream. The live stream is about me to give my opinion, and I want to hear from y'all. I need to hear from the people. Where y'all at? Phone lines are open. The link is open. Where y'all at? Hold on real quick. Yeah, so so it's so interesting when you see I hear you, Gregory Quattlebaum. I'll be waiting for you. It's so interesting when you see and or hear some of the boxing fans and like ASVP TV and what he's talking about and his opinion on how everything is going in the sport, at least relative to Terence Crawford. And I just find it to be so entertaining and interesting, the way that he views everything. Like, I'm just kind of like, 1 minute, you're saying you're holding Terence Crawford as the number one pound for pound fighter in the sport, and he gets the opportunity to skip the line. Yet we don't get to hold him accountable for the opponents that he fights as the number one pound for pound fighter in the sport. Like, we gotta stop doing that stuff. Like, you can't use it in one sentence and then don't use it in the other. Too rich, Mr. I respect the belts. You still like Tim Bradley? Yeah, I like Tim Bradley. Yeah, Tim is my guy. Tim is my guy. I believe this is, I want to say this is FSU Walt.
You got that.
All right, man. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. I flipped on the TV when I got in. I saw you was on, so I got the contact on my phone. But I'm just disappointed in boxing right now. Like, this fight this weekend is a real fight, and it's like it's a breath of fresh air because it's like I know that the podcast you have to talk about if this happens and that happens, but it just doesn't happen, bro. For a brother my age, like. It's just disappointing. Now I just sit back and I listen to y'all. I listen to Fundora. I listen to a few channels, but it's just disappointing because you really don't have anything coming up. Now you finally getting Morrell and you're getting Benavidez, but it's so far in between that you get really good fights. It's like, and I understand your point on Terence, and I understand the other brother's point on Terence. It's like, but like I said, at this point of Terence's career, man, I don't care what he does, what he eats, because the dude, he's about to be out after one more fight.
I just need him to catch an L.
He has no realistic reason of trying to be undisputed at 154 unless it's all given to him in like a couple of fights. Like, because there's really nobody down here he wants to take a fight, and he doesn't want to fight any young up and coming dude like Boots, because it's a scary fight. You know what I'm saying? So he just wants to take a fight that's going to get him the biggest payday and get out of the sport. So people who come on and make all these different excuses, like the guy who was just on making excuses about Crawford can do certain things that other fighters can't do. It's like, that's where Crawford is right now in his career. He's not in a position that he wants to fight. Crawford's like 38 now, right?
He's 37.
Yeah, well, he's close enough. But I'm saying, so he's not going to get in like a round robin and fight all these young cats now. And it's like, the YouTube dudes fight more than Crawford fights. So
yeah, once a year.
It like you were just saying, Crawford fighting against Charo. It's like, we don't know what Charo is anymore. Charo could have got that money and he's not the same, not have the same hunger. But what I have to see before I start putting Terence over everybody at 154 is for him to hurt somebody at 154. Because I seen him hit Majumov clean a couple of times, and he stung him a little bit near the end of the fight. But the punches he was hitting Majumov with, dudes usually go to sleep at 147. So, I think Crawford beats Tim Tszyu easy because of Tim Tszyu style of fighting. You know what I'm saying? He just wings punches. It's almost like the guy that the junior dude at 47 beat. For that title he got is like a guy who just wings punches. It's like Crawford's only tests are gonna be against dudes that have skills like a Canelo, like a Boots, who know how to do different things. Like, everybody else at 154 are just wings punches. Now, Jamel used to be that dude who could fight both ways. But so I don't know until I see Jamel again fight. But everybody else at 154 fights, just like Tim Tszyu and like, what's the other dude's name? Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz don't set up punches, man. That's it. He sets up his left every now and then. He's like, somebody to beat Terence Crawford is going to have to be a technician with power. You're not going to beat him just going out there hoping to hit him with a haymaker. You know what I'm saying? At 154. It's like Canelo's a different animal because Canelo could hit Crawford in the shoulder and change the whole fight, where Crawford can't throw anymore. Because Canelo hits hard, and he's going to, we all know, Canelo's going to throw shoulder punches, bicep punches, hip punches, and it's like anything coming from Canelo hitting Crawford with that is going to be like something he's never felt. And then they say he sparred bigger guys, but that's what 16-ounce gloves are. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see Canelo fight for Crawford because I would be cheering for Crawford all day long because Canelo to me is the biggest fraud in the history of the sport. I've never seen nothing like that. And for Tim Bradley's bitch ass, you had him on the show. I wish you would call him when I'm on it. For him to say what he said about Gervonta the other day, when Tim Bradley's brought, Fernand said it earlier, he's brought dudes up from smaller weight classes like 5 or 6 times when he was fighting. And he had nothing to say when Shakur was going to bring up the dude who just lost from 130, right? Going to bring up the dude who just lost from 130. Then Tank, after Tank fought Frank Martin, he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko said no. Shakur said no. So what else is he going to do? They weren't. De La Hoya wasn't trying to give him Zepeda. So he had. What else is he gonna do? He's fighting a dude who, like you brought it up yourself. I remember you pulled up. I was watching one of your shows that I didn't get to see live, but you pulled up. I think Roach has fought at 135 just as many times as Tank has. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. There's so much in the sport now. Like I'm sick. I just turned 62 last Sunday, bro, and it's like. I still can't believe what boxing's turned into. It's turned into a bunch of people just talking about money and not fighting. This never happened when I was younger, bro. You 40-something. You remember when dudes used to fight?
Yeah. And that wasn't too long ago though. It wasn't even that long ago. You talking about even the early 2000s, dudes used to just fight.
Yes. And know what it was? Because Floyd was great for the sport for a while. Floyd he got big money, but he fought everybody. You know what I'm saying? And now it's to the point where these dudes seeing what Canelo's doing, picking, gardeners and people like that to fight, and then not fight anybody. It's like, look it. You remember before Terence fought Errol, he picked the dude that was number 15th ranked, that Abenesian dude. How are you picking a dude that's number 15th to fight? It's just like you were saying earlier. We knew our Virgil didn't want to fight him, but Boots should have been there. How would you pick him over Boots?
Right.
It's like that's the thing that's wrong with the sport. It's just like it just makes no sense now. It's like with all these different promoters and all this different money going these ways with people, they need to force these guys to fight. Man. I don't like the UFC because to me it's just like street fighting. But if them dudes don't fight, Dana White, they ain't fight. They ain't making no money.
Facts.
And boxing, come on, bro. Canelo, think about this. Canelo's probably not going to fight Crawford. He's going to pick some dude you never heard of. Or some dude that's from England that's like 15-1. I don't even. Yeah. I mean, it's just to me, like, come on, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. It's like even like with the dude, the brother from Milan. I know he's young, but he should have took. And back in the day, that Boots fight happens. They don't. He's not arguing over making $2 million because if he beats Boots, he's gonna make way more than that on the back end, on other fights, and on the back end, like. It's disappointing, man. And I love the concept of everybody talking about things that could happen and they wish could happen, but we're all just talking. And I know that's part of the channel, and you got to do what you got to do. But after a while, bro, it starts to. Especially me, I'm starting to unplug from it because I'm just getting tired of it, man. It's like this fight out tomorrow. I'll be watching, and I'll listen to y'all Sunday after the Patriots get beat by 800 again. And we lose Saturday, and then I'll be waiting for Morel and Benavidez because
we don't play this Saturday. We don't play this Saturday, so we'll be good.
Yeah, well, off this Saturday.
Yeah, we off this Saturday.
I ain't even been keeping up with it, man. After the SMU game, I just let it go, bro. It hurt. I mean, they hurt me to my heart this year, bro. I can't even, bro, man. And then I gotta turn in and I see Jason sitting over there like he happier than he's been in years, so I can't. Just
sorry, some bitch.
I can't turn the channel on, bro. I mean, it hurt, man, because everybody I know around me is killing me about Florida State, man.
He's a sorry
even
bastard.
Though I knew they weren't the 10th best team in the nation when the season started because that quarter.
Yeah, I knew that too.
Man, yeah, man. Back to boxing, I'm really happy about the fight tomorrow. I can't wait because I'm thinking, Bill has to fight a perfect fight because I think if Benavidez is who he's been, he's like Tank. All it takes is one with him to change the whole fight. So, I'm just glad. I'm glad you came on today because it give me a little time to vent, man. You know what I mean, and get this out. But it's like hopefully 2 Cent or somebody will call in because I like hearing her, man. But
I've been waiting for my girl to call in, man.
That Tim Bradley, man, that hurt me to my heart because I don't know what it is with Tim Bradley because she ain't even with ESPN no more, and I just don't get he said Tank is the most protected fighter, and I'm like, dude, we said this before, Mario Barrios destroys everybody on Shakur's resume. Pitbull destroys everybody on Shakur's resume. Frank Martin destroys everybody on Shakur's resume. So how can you say that Tank's being protected? And like it's like that's the thing I don't understand about Tim Bradley. I know you go on the sucker roll for ESPN, but he came on your show and he was being honest. Now he's back to that same old shit.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, I don't get that, man. And he put that out there too, where it's on all kind of stuff. I let my man G with the fly suits get on there. I see he's on the panel right now. But y'all have a good day. I'm just gonna listen, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, man. We got I Hate Artem Q in the building. We also got Gregory Quattlebaum in the building. So I Hate Artem Q is in the Discord. What's going on with you, fam?
What's up, boss? How you?
Man, I'm chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I need to talk about these hate comments to Tank. Tank has nobody else to fight. What do you guys
No,
expect
no,
him to
no
fight
one.
a bum off the street? Tank
No
can
one to
only
fight.
fight who they put in front of him. He has no one to fight, and y'all keep getting mad. How about y'all tell Shakur to stop breaking his hand? Or Loma to stop talking about retirement? What is all these? And everybody say, oh, he ducking everybody. If Tank wanted to fight everybody, he can. Yes, he has the biggest power because he is one of the faces of boxing. But you can't force guys in the ring with you. There's only but so much you can do. And let's not act like, and this is what's bothering me now. Everybody making Lamont Roach out to be like he gragging somebody. He's somebody who just picked up off the street. Lamont
Hold on,
Roach
hold on,
can't fight.
hold on, hold on. I just want to make sure I'm clear on what you just said. Did you say Greg or somebody? Because I'm a motherfucker with these hands, boy. Go ahead, though.
Like they make it seem like Lamont Roach not a champion. I understand you pulling him up from a weight class, but when Tank went to go be Barrios, everybody said, "Oh, Barrios is a cherry pick. Barrios is a cherry pick." Barrios, Gregory, don't make me forget. Don't make me squander your name. Quado Bob said, Mario Barrios is better than anybody on Shakur resume. Mario Barrios, to me, is better than anybody but maybe Loma in that controversial loss on Devin's resume. Mario Barrios could really fight. Pitbull Cruz, I've still been suspect on. I never really liked his style. I think Tank has a better resume than we thought. And I thought, and this is the one thing
I
with
agree with
boxing.
that.
I'm a young whippersnapper. I'm only 19 years old. But what I can
Okay.
tell you is, I watched the old fights back in the day. I liked how y'all used to fight with Ken Norton and Muhammad Ali 3 times. Joe
Yeah.
Frazier, mama, fight somebody. And you don't. When you lose, get your lick back. You don't gotta sit here and feel like, oh, once he loses, he's done. He doesn't need to fight that guy to fight. Unmarketable. Tank lost to Ryan's a perfect example. Ryan lost to Tank, right? A
Yeah.
year later, he beats Haney. He's back on the mountaintop. Just because you lose a fight don't mean you can't get it back.
Exactly. That's
And
why I
that's
was
what
saying
gives
that
me
Errol could actually end up fighting Canelo, because if he can win and look good against Fundora, people will buy that fight.
Yeah. I think people will buy it now because as much as we want to say Crawford's a draw, if I ask my little sister right now who Terence Crawford is, she probably gonna go say the mailman. Yo, no, nobody know who Terence Crawford really is. Nobody know who this man really is. I like him. He's one of my favorite fighters all time. You know how I feel about Boots, though. You know I'm always rock with Boots.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. I just feel like this new generation, and I'm still young, but I like seeing, like, one of my favorite fights of all time is Gotti versus Ward. All 3.
Who do you think
That's what I
tried?
watch
Sorry about
that
that.
fight sometimes day in, day out.
Yep.
Gotti versus Ward. Gotti versus Floyd. Even Floyd versus Manny Orr was better than half these fights going on nowadays. And
I
then
agree.
everybody criticizes Boots for fighting Abanesian. But Crawford tear him around in 6 rounds. Crawford's the next thing to cream cheese. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Boots fight him, he beat up an old Russian dude.
Yep. Yep.
And we keep the standard.
Yeah, and but that's part of the problem. The standard is never really the standard, right? Like, the standard is going to change based off of your favorite fighter. And let's be honest here, because I want to be totally transparent. We all do it. We all do it.
I don't do
And
this.
so
Greg, let's not do this.
we all do it.
Biased toward the fighter, but I will
Yeah.
always rock with each and every fighter if they're making the right move.
No. That's what I'm saying, though. We all have a level of bias, is what I'm saying. Artem, you breaking up.
Looks
Oh,
like
he-
he's gone.
Yeah, like he gone. I don't know what Brian S talking about in the comment section. Tanner dropped you, Greg. Stop the cap. What are you talking about? Who is Tanner? What's going on, Gregory Q?
Hey, what's going on? We all need to just get together and sue boxing. Everybody else suing. So
Yeah.
we just need to sue.
Yeah, we need to sue them as fans, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I love the big Bevo better be a fight. Love that we're getting the fight that we want, but it's so rare. Some of the guys who've just been on us have echoed some of the things that I just wanted to be able to say and I've said before. If we could get the fights that we want at least 3 or 4 times a year, it's it's easier to tolerate a lot of the mess that we see constantly because we're still getting those. But we get 90% mess and 2 fights. So when we
Facts.
coming toward the end of the year now, and we get in this fight, and I think it's a decent time for the fight. It didn't take too long to get made. I believe Bevo will win if he doesn't try to trade with Better Bill. I think he'll outbox him, move in and out. If he gets hit a couple of times, which he probably will, not try to trade with him, tie him up, spin him around, get out, get in and out, because his fighting style, I think, is going to give Better Bill just problems. Because he reminds me a little bit of how Jarrett used to fight when he was winning. He was somewhat getting outboxed, and then he was able to overpower his guys late in the fight to win the fight. But then when he got guys who was his height and a close to his size, like J Rock and Charlo, he came up short. But I think if Bevo just, box, win the fight decisively on his boxing skills, he'll be undisputed.
Yeah, I'm struggling with
Other
that
than
fight. I'm struggling
yeah.
with that fight, Gregory Q.
Really?
Yeah, we were talking about it, and like nothing that you're saying is wrong, right? Because if I believe if Bivol can avoid the power, he'll win. But can he avoid the power, man? And Better Beef isn't no slouch. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
I boy, it's a tough one to call. Like I haven't made a decision yet. I've seen people in the Discord, some saying Better Beef, some saying Bivol. It's gonna be interesting in the Discord, all the people that sweated in no boxing. Because there's a few of them
I got a
that
question
sweat
for
in
you,
no
Greg.
boxing and they pick 2 different people. What did you say? I hate Artem.
What is the harder fight for you to pick right now? Bivol and Beterbiev or Tank and Shakur? Who are you more confident to pick?
Better Biev and Bivol. I got Tank against Shakur.
So do
I
I.
think that I do too. You know how I feel about Tank. Now, and argue with Fab all day. I agree with you too. But I think as I'll be looking back on it, the fight is much closer than I think it is. It's a much
What against
closer fight.
you talking about Tank
Tank versus
versus?
Shakur.
Yeah,
Shakur.
I don't think Tank blows out Shakur. I just think that Shakur can't win a fight where he's just simply backing up and trying to be defensive against a fighter that actually has a brand name. Like the style that he fought against De Los Santos will not work against Gervonta Davis, not just because Tank is a better fighter, but also because like just moving back and trying to pot shot somebody who's coming forward and maybe not even landing cleanly, but landing on your body. I just think it's not going to look good, and they're not going to give him the fight.
I think he'll hurt Shakur too many times in the fight for him to win.
And
And the
also,
style that you're speaking of. That's my opinion.
I believe
Yep.
that when it comes to that, I don't, not even just letting your hands go. I don't believe Shakur can make Tank not even just only respect him, keep Tank honest at the brain. Like Tank is a very smart boxer. When Fabrizio said that Shakur has a higher boxing IQ than Tank, I wanted to leave the Discord for a second. 'Cause that's asinine. That is crazy. Tank has one of the highest boxing IQs in boxing. So Tank is going to figure out a way to cut off the ring against Shakur. And Shakur not being in the, there's a difference from fighting Oscar Valdez in Vegas at the MGM and then fighting Tank at the MGM. It's like
So let me say-
Canelo and then fighting.
Let me say one thing, because Frank Martin's footwork wasn't no slouch. Frank was on
Yeah.
his boxing deal, right? He was moving around a lot when he was fighting Tank, and Tank just walked him down. He just kept walking him down. Now Shakur would be a little bit better at that just because of the size and the range, but I think actually Frank could keep Tank a little bit more honest. I think he punched harder, even though Tank said that he really didn't punch that hard. I don't think Shakur is going to make him feel anything. I think Tank is going to walk with him.
No, Frank did hurt him. Frank did hurt him. He did say in the fight in the second round on the stool when they were talking, he said he got a little power. He was trying to wear the power down. with Shakur, the reason why he don't got to worry about things, Shakur don't pop nothing. Shakur can't hurt my little sister. He can't
he
do
can't
nothing.
punch.
So it's like
He can't
he's
punch.
just gonna walk him down the whole fight. And then
Yeah.
he'll set up a shot, and Shakur, and this is the thing what Frank Martin did, what I didn't like, and the only reason why he lost the fight to me. He kept staying in the corner. With a guy like Tank who's a power punch, you don't force yourself in a corner.
Yeah.
It's just not smart.
Nope. But what ends up happening though, what ends up happening though, Gregor Q, did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, you
No,
good.
go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, what ended up happening, what I believe happened to all of Tank's opponents is, I think that mental wears on you. Constantly moving, and a guy with that much power, constantly putting pressure on you, you start looking for a safe place where you can just kind of gather yourself and all that stuff. And before you know it, you're on the ropes, and before you know it, you're looking up at the lights. Go ahead, Greg, Quarterball.
I was just going to say he keeps hurting you, no matter what it is that you're doing. And you might get a few shots in, which I've seen, but every time he hits you, it hurts. And then you're resetting, you're rethinking what you're going to do with him. I saw that with Frank. Frank, was doing what he could do, but he had to continually see that he stayed in jeopardy. It never looked like Frank was ever going to win. It's like as soon as he gets started, he found himself right back in jeopardy again. And as you see, that's how it ended up. I mean, I think he was somewhat stunned and shocked before he actually got the kill shot.
Yep.
And that's kind of what happened I think that's what's going to happen with Shakur. Shakur is going to do something very similar if that fight ever happens. As a matter of fact, who's on the fight card on the Bivol Beterbiev fight, by the way?
I think Shakur is off of. I think it was just Jai Apataya and Chris Eubank. That's the only fighter I know from that card.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound that great, but
no,
I'll definitely will watch that one though. But
and Greg,
I'm happy. Go ahead,
Greg. Last thing. Also, what's your take on this Tevin Farmer versus the Peta fight? I don't know about y'all, but I got the Peta on episode alert. I know I'm always be biased. I'm a Philly guy, and I'm always take my boy Tev. But Tev is a bad stylistic matchup. I don't care if he's tooth and nail and he's old, folks. Tev can still fight compared to most people. And to put him in there with Cepeda, an experienced seasoned vet, a battle-tested guy, a guy who's strictly defense, who has no power but can really fight off the defensive side. And the thing is, I never liked about Cepeda compared to guys like Tank and Shakur. I mean, less Shakur. I don't think Shakur is this, but like Devin, he's not as athletic as I think he is compared to those guys. Those guys are naturally more athletic, so they can bounce around the ring with a guy like a Tevin Farmer. But a guy like Cepeda
out the ring.
Devin just fought back in July. I think he got robbed on that split decision against Murataya.
No,
I think he got robbed.
That's why
Murataya lost. It's just Tevin deduct a point because he was in a clinch. They kept clinching on each other, and the ref kept telling him, don't clinch. So they deducted Tev a point, which cost him the fight.
Yeah, I think Tevin Farmer versus Cepeda looks a lot like Chris Colbert versus Rayo in the second fight, maybe even the first one as well.
Kind of.
Who do you got winning?
I got Cepeda winning.
Oh my God, Greg! You supposed to be on my side here.
I got Cepeda winning that fight.
By knockout or by decision?
It's gonna be hard to knock Tevin out because he's very defensive. I say by decision.
And you think he could last 12 rounds with a guy that defensive, with a guy who I think anybody could hit him. You thought a banana in this direction, Cepeda could be hit.
Yeah, Cepeda can be hit, but I mean, is Farmer gonna clip him? Like, what is Farmer gonna hit him with that has him worried?
But it don't matter if he. That's the thing, though. He can box with him.
Yeah, he can box with him. I think Cepeda though can stop him. I think Cepeda can stop him.
You know, Cepeda can kill the man, let alone stop him. He can kill the man.
Yeah, he got enough power to stop him. I just don't think he will. And I think I don't know, man. I just feel like Tevin won't be able to have anything to keep Cepeda off of him, and because of just work rate and just power. And size advantage, I just think he's going to give him problems.
I don't think Tevin's been out the ring. I don't think he's 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 b He
I
has
can
some
see that.
moments, but that's about it. And I think that's just with speed. But I don't think Tevin wins this fight.
Nope.
One other thing before I get out of here, the
Me
fight
too.
that Tank got coming up with oh goddamn,
Lamont Roach.
yeah, with Lamont.
Mhm.
Why people think that's just a lackluster fight? Now, both of those fighters are from this area,
Mhm.
so that's a solid fight for Tank. No, it's not going to be a barn burner, but it's a solid fight, and Lamont Roach can fight. Um,
Really fight.
and the thing about this fight is because there'll be at least down here there'll be a lot of energy around that fight because of the area. I think both of them will feed all off of it, and probably will fight very well in the fight. But I think Tank's a better fighter,
Mhm.
and I think probably it'll probably go into the very late rounds, but then you'll see Tank emerge. You'll see the class of his abilities rise above Lamont, but you'll see Lamont try to stay in the fight, not just by holding, but actually trying to fight. And that's what's going to make that fight. That's what makes the fight to me a little bit exciting. It makes it solid, and it makes Roach a person that you can look at down the road for other fights in that division as well. Because I don't think he's been getting the kind of fights that he should have been getting earlier, and this may help him even in a loss.
Huh.
So, when we see the fight, because everybody who's supposed to been fighting Tank, somehow come down to the wire. There's some reason, Lomachenko. Oh well, I think I need to be with my family now. You start thinking about that pain you about to feel. Even Secure, he's bouncing around. I don't know where he is right now, who he's with, who he's signed with, but he's not fighting anybody that we would want to see him fight. Of course, Devin and Devin's next fight is in court, and uh, Garcia he can't come back until April. So who else is he supposed to fight? So I don't know why those insults and why the whining is taking place. If you only can fight a guy who's gonna get in the ring with you and who the promoters are going to put the money up for.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter how you feel, what you're saying, as I've said many times before, who's putting the money up and who's going to fight for the money that's being put up is all that really what makes the fights take place. So Tank's doing what he needs to do. He's staying busy. It's a great fight for him. He could, get hurt a little bit. Anything can still happen in any fight. I mean, the worst guy can just get that one punch he tries to land, and it lands and gets him to fight.
Yep.
Or wins the fight, I should say. So that can always happen. So I think, this is what we have to look at. That's why I say we should be suing. Just listen, you all ain't fighting. We suing you, and you can't come into the ring until you fight these fights. But I know we never
No,
going to be able to pull that one off. But
no. Class action suit. Hit him with a class action suit. But no, I hear you. I hear you on that. So,
One last thing, Greg.
Yep.
Last two things. I got two things to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
Piggyback off of Gregory Quattlebaum's point. This Tank versus Lamont fight, I think, is going to be a very underrated fight. I think Tank wins the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised if this is a split decision, if it's a majority decision, or if it's like a late 12th round stoppage. Because Lamont can really fight. Just because the guy don't got the name, we think he's that guy, don't mean he can't fight. Lamont, and I think the one thing nobody talking about is that Lamont is, I don't think he's as afraid of a Tank compared to a guy like I don't think Ryan was afraid of him, but I think they win with that trepidation. I think since Lamont fought him in the amateurs, and yeah, the amateurs is different from fighting somebody in a pro, but since he fought him 3 times in the amateurs, they sparred a lot growing up together because they were in the same area. He not gonna come in with the same fear. He already seen what Tank got. He sees what Tank has in those hands and those dynamite. And if anybody, he knows what to expect. A guy like Shakur and a guy like Ryo or somebody like that who hasn't fought Tank for a while wouldn't know as much as a guy like a guy like Lamont will know against Tank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. The fight could be underrated, and that actually put Tank in a pretty, I don't know, bad situation, because then people are going to be looking at it like, see, I told you wasn't all that good, even though Lamont Roach is not a bad fighter.
But look, and that would be the great part. I don't want Tank to look good, because I want Tank to lower his stock a little bit. Because if they lower his stock, people will start wanting to fight it because they don't get the payday. And he knock everybody out from there. And that'd be the best part about it. But also,
I wish that
Can I also talk about this?
Yeah.
Why did Teofimo Lopez make up this gigantic lie on Cam and Mace about Shakur trying to jump off a building? He didn't even believe it himself. If you're going to say something, believe it yourself. Why?
I don't know. No, I saw it.
I'm not going to fight Shakur. I think that type of stuff is what's ruining boxing. You have to make up a lie to say you don't want to fight him. Just say you're scared of the dude. Just say you're not on his level. Rather than lying saying the man will jump off of a building if he loses a fight.
Yeah, these guys should be more willing to fight each other, because I agree. I think if you have more guys that's willing to fight each other, then you know what'll end up happening? It'll devalue being undefeated. And that's what you want. You want to devalue being undefeated so that people get in the ring and fight.
Yeah. And just because you lose, like, I think this is the thing. I think people respect sometimes a loss more than they respect a win. That wasn't good. I respect Earl you know how I feel about Earl. I respect Earl probably 30,000 times more the way he took the butt whooping rather than any of the fights he won. Even the fight, my favorite fight he won, which was Ugas. But I think the way he lost to Crawford was my favorite part of Earl's career.
Not mine.
Nobody said Earl was a duck. Earl came in there, got drained. He drained himself, was in a car accident, took the A-whooping, got a check, and went home and said, thank you for the butt whooping. That's some real man stuff. He didn't duck him. And like Earl said, I'm going to go collect the other belts, then I'm going to fight you. He didn't say I'm going to collect the other belts and move up to 54. He stuck to his word.
Yeah.
Speaking of Earl.
And we need more people like Earl and David and guys like this that really just want to fight.
Is that fight between him and Fundora now set for Earl and Fundora? Is there still
it's set. They're saying that it's a done deal. They haven't announced it, but they're saying it's a done deal, which tells me the fight was always a done deal, and they knew it was a done deal. And it was a situation where Fundora was like really calling Crawford's bluff. Everybody knew Crawford didn't really want that fight. Crawford's trying to get Canelo.
So is the WBO stripping Fundora, or they letting the fight go forward?
They're saying right now that Spence, they will not sanction that fight. So Fundora will. They're not stripping him. It's just that Fundora will still have a title. It's my understanding.
So Spence just can't fight for the WBO part of it.
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
You know what I would also love to see Turk do, since he's saying he's about this talk, and I'm not going to sit here and say he's not. I'm always defend him. What I'm saying is I want him to put up this money for this Terence versus Boots fight. If we all saying he got all the riches, the cash cow, the boxing, and this promoter can get any fight he wants, give Terence $50 million just to fight Boots, and let that be his last fight. Let him say this is my farewell fight. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Give him $50 million because people want to see that fight. I'm telling you, Crawford versus Boots could do at least 100,000 pay-per-view. 100,000. Do at least 800,000 pay-per-view buys. I know that sounds crazy, but I think he's that good of a fighter. I think the fight is that intriguing.
It's intriguing, but not 800,000 buys to intriguing.
I think it is.
Hell no.
I think it is. But I don't think Crawford versus Canelo do that make. I think people know what they got with Charlo, so they just gonna be like, all right, it's the same thing. Yeah, do I believe Bud is far greater than Charlo? Far greater. I never thought Charlo was that good. I thought Charlo is.
That's the fight at 154.
He's a Sebastian Fundora to me. He's a Sebastian Fundora. I don't like Charlo. I don't like the way. I just don't think he's that guy. I don't think he had much.
154 is Charlo and Crawford.
Yeah.
I don't care what. I don't know why people don't see that. Charlo's just lost one fight. He lost one fight at 168 where he had no business being at in the first place, where Terence has no business trying to go to as well, but I understand trying to get the money. The fight at 154 is Charlo now and Terence. Period.
Yep.
They should have. I don't
What
know
about
why
Earl though? Nobody.
they're not trying to build that into the fight. Well, primarily because Terence trying to get the big money fight with Canelo, and he's not going to. I don't believe he's going to get that. But I think that's what they needed to always drew the narrative up for those two, because that's who it is. That's who he's still the man at 154. Now, why they're trying to ease Charlo back into a fight or back into the ring with I don't even know who it is he's been proposed to fight, but it's not something that he should be doing. He should be taking a bigger fight at 154. I don't know who's going to be there, but who's ever there, I would be calling Terence out still. Regardless of me losing at 168, I would be calling Terence out, and I'll be using my status as the man still at 154. You're going to be in my division, come fight me. But you got
to be Earl.
The guys go on YouTube and talk to each other in a way that doesn't make sense to me. Because if you're going to call me out, actually be prepared to sign, have your people who behind you sign so y'all can get the fight done. Because it seems like the fighters go off on a tangent on their own while their business people are doing something totally different. And that's why what happens is when the fights are announced, it's never who the guy who you hollering at. But I think that's what should be at 154. Now, the Fundora and Spence get it on. I think Fundora is going to pull that fight out. And I'm just only on how Spence looked. He might look much better, but I gotta base it on what I last saw of Spence, and that's why I'm making that decision. I don't have any dislike for Spence. I like Crawford, as everybody knows. I don't think, I'll say it every time, he has no business at 168. He's going to get hurt, in my opinion. If he wins, I'll be happy for that to happen. But I don't even think he can fight the perfect fight fighting Canelo, because I think Canelo is just too big and too strong, and Canelo is no walk in the park, period. Mayweather, even though he outsmarted and outboxed and did a great job on Canelo many years ago, Mayweather still said he had to make sure he stayed away from him, because when he did get hit by Canelo in his arms and so forth, he said he was feeling that. Bivol said the exact same thing, and you can see at the end of that fight, his body was a little red from Canelo still hitting him as well. So can you imagine if he's fighting Bud and everybody that Canelo has fought who came up from 147? You see what happened to him. They outboxed him a little bit for a while, and then they caught the kill shot, and it was over with.
But also, my thing is with Earl, I think people need to understand this. Why? Because he lost to me, one of the top 5 to 8 greatest fighters in the world. No one can't say Crawford's not among the top 10 greatest fighters. Crawford is that good. Personally, me, I think he beats a prime Money Mayweather. I don't know about Pretty Boy, but he beats Money Maker. I like the way Crawford fights. But why? Because he lost to one of the all-time greats. That make him say, oh, he's still, we don't know how he's going to look. Maybe that was just Crawford making him look that way. You know what I mean? Sometimes a fighter can just make you look that bad.
Styles can make fights for sure.
Sometimes that can be true sometimes, but you still can only judge by the last fight. That can be true. Everything that you said is true, but you still have to judge by how you performed in that last fight. Whatever it is that you did or didn't do, however you prepared, whatever problems you had, is irrelevant. The only way
let's look at it this way.
You or how you looked that last time. That's why we always look for a fighter to look better, to do something different, to look almost, okay, this is a new improved so-and-so at this weight class. You always should be looking for a fighter to look better than he did the last time, even if he won. I was hoping to see Terence look better at 154, but he did not. So, you know,
but look at it this way also, boss.
He didn't look good to me. He won, and I could see how he won, but it wasn't what I would have hoped to see it happen. I was hoping to see him at 154 be at another level. And maybe I was putting too much on him, but I always expect for how I look at fighters. If you're the all-time great, you have to continue to improve to me. You just can't stay right at one level and think that's how you're going to take it through the rest of your career.
But
You
he
got to
also
perform.
is 37, though. We got to give the
I get
man
that. I
Crawford some
get that.
credit. He's
I get
37.
that. But
Everybody know here, he know
nevertheless,
me here. I ain't no I ain't no Crawford apologist. I think Crawford's a great fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters. But I ain't going to defend him when it's bullish. I don't defend him. I believe that he shouldn't fight Canelo, and I believe he needs to fight Boots. I believe if he fights Boots, I think he'll lose. We all know how I think he loses because I think Boots is a 10-year virgin, younger Crawford, and I think Crawford is not as hungry and motivated as he once was to fight a guy like that. That's why he won't fight him.
well,
I
Boots
think
ain't coming up to 154 anytime
I think he
soon.
will.
That I can see.
I think he
Not
will.
anytime soon.
He's a big boy. That boy Boots is a big dude. He could fight right now at 160 to me. That's a
Yeah, he
big
big.
man. Boots can
He's
fight.
big.
Boots can
I don't know if
fight
he-
at
He
a
might
big.
be
I don't know if he
big
can fight at
if he's
60.
ready to fight at those weight classes, though. That's
Yeah,
what
I don't know if
I'm
I don't know if he's ready to fight at 60. I think he can fight at 54 for sure, but 60, that's a stretch.
But
for
I
me.
don't just think he's gonna come at 154. Not just yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Not yet.
Well, guys, I gotta
He could
wrap.
be doing anything.
I gotta wrap this show up. I gotta wrap this one up. I gotta get up there to my lovely ladies, because they wait for me. I just saw that the Uber Eats came through the gate, so I gotta go up there and have dinner. But
Well, I
I
got
appreciate.
on my Friday night. This is date night, so
I can tell, man. I see you looking clean.
Friday is usually the night. So I see her peeping into my dressing room because that's where I usually am. So that lets me know that
Yeah.
okay, wrap it up.
Good talking to y'all, though. It's good
Man.
talking to
Hey,
y'all.
good to meet you, young man.
Yep. I appreciate y'all for joining and everybody that gave to the channel today. I'm not going to name everybody's name. Well, actually, I should. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Tunnel Vision, Crisscross 280, Tunnel Vision again, Tunnel Vision are the only folks that I see. So I appreciate y'all and your super chats. Thank you for supporting the channel. Until Sunday, peace.
Talk to you.
All right, later.